What? No, I am a real person.
A SoundCloud user under the nickname Zeke J. Miller uploaded a recording of a conversation between the head of Time Washington's bureau, Michael Scherer, and a robotic telemarketer that was trying to sell him health insurance. In the recording, Michael and other Time journalists talk on the phone with this mysterious voice, showing just how strange the dialogues were.
Well, I'm calling about an online request you once made about health insurance coverage.
Okay.
I work with all major companies and compare.
Hey, are you a robot?
What? No, I am a real person. Maybe we have a bad connection. I'm sorry about that.
Oh, that's crazy. So you just sound so much like a robot.
I am a real person. Maybe we have a bad connection. I'm sorry about that.
Will you tell me you're not a robot? Just say I'm not a robot, please.
I am a real person.
When Michael directly asked whether she was a real person or a computer program, the interlocutor enthusiastically replied, "What? No, I'm a real person." But after that, things didn't go smoothly. When asked what vegetable is in tomato soup, she said she didn't understand the question. And when she was asked several times what day of the week yesterday was, she started complaining about a bad connection. The very next day, this audio clip became part of a Time article, Meet the Robot Telemarketer Who Denies That She's a Robot. That same year, the recording was published on SoundCloud and the relatively young video hosting platform YouTube. 7 years later, TikTok users noticed the recording and began making extremely bizarre videos.
What? No, I am a real person. Maybe we have a bad connection. I'm sorry about that.
Will you tell me you're not a robot? Just say I'm not a robot, please.
I am a real person.
Cute TikToks. Although not many would agree with me on that, the uncanny valley filter and the robot's unnatural voice from the Time article became nightmare fuel for many. In the day, I'd like to dive deeper into this phenomenon, telling you about the most notable robots and similar things from this creepy segment of androids. If you like my content and would like to support the author, please leave a like and share this video with friends who are interested in creepy content. And now let's start the video. His legendary words belong to one of the most famous and oldest works of internet horror. I Feel Fantastic is a song of Terra the android, posted on YouTube on April 15th, 2009 under the channel Creepy Blog. I doubt there are many of you who aren't familiar with this mysterious and disturbing recording, but I'll briefly explain anyway. In the video, we can see a stiffly made robot. As you may have already guessed, her name is Terra. She sings about how fantastic she feels and, for some reason, asks us to run.
You feel fantastic, hey, hey, hey. Run, please, please, please.
The monotone, robotic voice, combined with Terra's unnatural appearance and movements, creates an unnerving atmosphere to say the least. Special attention should also be paid to the house where the android sings. The unnatural geometry and the not-so-great quality of the old camera used to film the performance evokes feelings of anxiety and liminality. From time to time, footage of an empty field flashes by, with no explanation of why these shots are needed. With no context given by the uploader, people began to theorize about the origins of the video. According to one of them, the android's owner was a serial killer who dressed Terra in the cloths of the victims, and the shots of the field pointed to the burial sites of the murdered bodies. According to another theory, Terra herself was the killer, who brutally dealt with her creator and now feels fantastic. Since the creator never really came forward at all, many users in the early 2010s believed this theory. Creepy Blog, which uploaded the video but was not Terra's creator, only pointed to her connection with the story of Pygmalion, an ancient Greek sculptor who became disappointed in real women and decided to create his own pure and innocent beloved. But theories aside, let's move on to the topic of our creepy android that a few of you may not have heard about. At this point, Terra's story is already 25 years old. Over this time, she has established herself in the internet space as one of the creepiest and most mysterious non-graphic creepypastas, a true progenitor of uncanny valley abusers and the first Vocaloid. However, an attentive viewer who's good in math should at this point be asking, how can the story be 25 years old if it was posted in 2009? It's simple. The first mention of Android Terra on the internet dates back to 2001. The video first surfaced on the internet in 2004, along with other music videos featuring the same android. She was created by a man named John Bergen, who first posted about the project in 2001. Terra's creator was a person who was genuinely passionate about robotics. Before our Vocaloid Terror, he also created Robo, Annette, and Valerie. Although all three models were inferior to Terra in terms of functionality, of course, such a hobby would require a large amount of resources in our capitalistic world. So Bergen came up with the idea of creating his magnum opus and selling it, earning himself a reputation as a talented roboticist and attracting investment. However, he ran into a certain problem. A singing android is, of course, nice, but there were no people willing to buy an advanced creepy radio for huge sums of money, as you might have guessed. Because of this, Terra had to evolve, although it would be more accurate to say degenerate, into a sex doll. John Bergen logically realized what lustful robot lovers with money actually needed. This phenomenon even has its own definition: adult sexuality, fetish robots, or simply robot fetishism. Although members of this subculture call themselves technosexuals, there are many variations of this phenomenon, ranging from ordinary cyberpunk cosplay and hentai art involving metallic partner to high-tech sex dolls. Yeah, the meme about the warning "do not fist android" takes on a new meaning. Returning to Terra, it's ironic that the story presented as a modern interpretation of the Greek Pygmalion took on a mirrored meaning. Bergen adopted his Vocaloid by making a more attractive face mold, inserting cameras into her eyes so she could recognize faces, and also modifying her arms so Terra could hold certain elongated objects and perform thrusting movements. Later, he released a music album featuring his magnum opus, possibly to attract the attention of potential buyers. Particularly the phrase "I feel fantastic" comes from the song "Please." However, instead of interest in his creation, he encountered unflattering comments about Terra's appearance. Hundreds of thousands of views on YouTube, where she is presented as a scary creepypasta character, as well as theories either describing him as a creepy maniac or betraying the android itself as the maniac. Presumably, having lost any hope in his most ambitious project, John leaves the digital space once and for all. Such is the rather tragic story of Android Terra, created as a life companion, degraded into a sex doll, and finally leaving a memory on the internet as a true legend of the creepypasta world. Loab. Let's talk about something a little more modern. How about AI? You like AI content? Well, maybe not. I can understand it. Slop content, brain rot, hentai ads. All of this has already thoroughly annoyed most regular internet users, flooding the shorts feed and unskippable ads. In general, it's hard to deny that some AI can create truly amazing images. Sometimes they're primitive, sometimes too convoluted, but there's something in them, inhuman. For uninformed viewers, I'll explain that images are created using prompts. You need to describe the picture, preferably in detail, and the AI model will recreate it based on your description. But in reality, prompts also have an opposite. It's called a reverse prompt. It is more of an entertainment feature rather than just image generation. The essence of a reverse prompt is that the AI recreates an image opposite to what you describe. The essence of a reverse prompt is that the AI recreates an image opposite to what you describe. Sounds at least interesting. An ex-user, Steph Swasson, thought the same. Entering the word Brando into a reverse prompt, the AI produced an image of a night city with the meaningless inscription, Digita Pentic. Steph went further and uploaded the inscription, Digita Pentix, logically expecting to get the word Brando, but the AI had slightly different plans. In her post, Steph called this creature Loab. At least that word appeared in the first image produced by the AI. Due to some emerging statistical anomaly, this woman always appears alongside extremely bloody and disturbing imagery. Notably, when asked why this happens, the AI replies that Loab was discovered using negative coefficients, which causes her gestalt to be composed of a set of features equally distant from any particular images. At the same time, for the AI, the combination of these traits still forms a coherent concept, and in almost all images of her descendants, Loab's recognizable forms are preserved. Although Loab is not the first such phenomenon. Back in 2015, Google released one of its earliest AI models, known as Deep Dream. And Deep Dream had a similar defect to Loab. The AI had a fixation on dogs and at times generated creepy, hallucination-like images where dog eyes or fur could be traced on every object. This was explained by the AI's training, where dogs often appeared in the training images. Personally, Loab's story reminds me of the AIs from Cyberpunk. These are personalized AIs that exist behind a wall of protective code. They're able to kill people and destroy infrastructure, representing an existential threat to humanity. It would be curious to assume that Loab's nature is just as sinister. Although reality is most likely more obvious and boring, in Loab, like Deep Dream's dog hallucinations, is simply an ordinary defect in AI training.
The rabbit's name is Nosey.
On June 10, 2025, TikToker Citra shared a source video with the caption Progress Report Number 1. The video shows him entering his garage or workshop at night and showcasing large metal arms and legs. The very sight of the limbs of his creation already inspires a sense of anxiety. At the end of the video, the author shows a sketch of his project, and we see that it is a frightening-looking exoskeleton. According to Citra, in the future, it should become the basis for an animatronic rabbit, and the rabbit's name is Nosey. Citra has been running his TikTok for half a year now. In all this time, he has been actively sharing the progress of creating Nosey. First, he made the limbs, later the robot's pelvis. 3 days ago, from the moment of writing the script, Citra had already finished the torso and is actively working on the wiring. According to Citra, the head will be ready a little later. Notably, over 6 months, not only Citra's TikTok account has grown, but Nosey himself has grown as well. He gained 2 feet, and who knows, maybe the bunny will continue to grow like a real living organism. To be fair, the frightening appearance of animatronics is not something unusual. Exoskeletons, after all, are not created for beauty, but to reinforce the structure of robots, and most of them are indeed terrifying. However, other features of Nosey are also alarming. According to Citra, the plan of the project is to create a 10-foot animatronic that's fireproof, waterproof, and bulletproof, can walk around silently with padded feet, and reach a speed of 32 miles per hour. Why would an entertainment robot need such combat characteristics? An even more pressing question, why does it need silent walking function? Citra's source of inspiration is the rabbit bond from the Walton Files universe. If you're not familiar with this extremely high-quality analog horror, I'll briefly explain. The rabbit bond is the main star of the Showstoppers team and the face of the Bond Burgers chain, being possessed by the soul of a mysterious serial killer, not only as the White Man. He is the main antagonist of the story, brutally killing all living things he encounters and placing their bodies inside animatronics. But in reality, the only similarity between Bond and Nosey is that they both depict rabbits. In practice, Citra is not some mad engineer trying to create a weapon for killing, but a student simply pursuing his hobby. The words about Nosey being fireproof, waterproof, and bulletproof were said as a joke in the context of the author thinking about how to make the frame more durable and not expose the exoskeleton to risk. What really causes confusion is that part of the community labeled Citra as a villain and sees something dangerous in his robot. Personally, I wish Citra success in his work and all the best for his rabbit. And that brings us to the end of this video about androids. If you enjoyed the content, I recommend subscribing to the channel. There will be plenty more interesting things ahead. I wish you not to run into the censors of robots, and to remember that people can be more dangerous than androids.